Whenever you're ready, we'll have a chat. Yeah, what do you think?
Sounds good.
Excellent. All right. Well, it's Chris Titley from Scoreboard Media here, and we're live at the Sports Strategy Summit in Brisbane at the Brisbane Convention Centre on what is an absolutely glorious Brisbane morning. And I'm joined by Karim Boktil. Have I got that correct?
That's
Karim?
right. Yeah, that's true.
Karim, what are you doing here, mate?
Mate, I don't know. No. I'm asking the same question. No. I'm a mind performance coach, and the way that I do it differently is I get into the subconscious. So, but I use hypnosis,
Right.
so to rewire their thoughts and behaviours faster.
Okay. I don't know whether I'm nervous, excited, scared, or all of the above, having that on the show. But how's everything going for your business, and what's the market like out there for people that want to get into high performance?
Yeah, so what I'm learning is that I may be the one pioneering hypnosis in sports and for high performance, because people, when they think of hypnosis, they think of clucking like chickens, they think of stage shows, quit smoking, all that kind of thing. But they don't. They haven't thought about the application in high performance for a quicker approach. So at the moment, what the players are used to is just more around just support. Come on, you can do this, visualizations, reframing. But what I'm noticing is that they're wanting something deeper and faster. And because they've got no time, and they've got no time for these things to linger. They don't want to manage it. They just want that block gone, and they want it gone now.
How did you get into A, this, and B, like improving your craft? Is there something out there which is some secret source or curiosity for you, and how you've discovered how it helped you, so therefore you need to discover how it can help other people?
I've always been intrigued in high performance. Before I was doing this, I was in corporate. I was in surgery rooms coaching and mentoring surgeons while they were operating, and I was always feeling like, how are these guys at the top of their game, operating for 12 hours, keeping it cool? They're like gods. And so I was always in that human behaviour area of why people do things best. I've always been a fan of Tony Robbins, that big American motivational guy. So then I went and studied what he studied. And then, joined a school around learning human behaviour, hypnosis, all these types of things. And it totally changed my perspective and outlook on life. And I'm like, why don't people know about this? This is so good. So now I'm, showing, telling, all that kind of thing. So this is where I am at the moment.
Is it generally like a one-on-one that you work with people, or is it a workshop, or do you go and publicly speak in front of 500 people like Tony Robbins? How does it all work?
So yes to all of above. I'm a speaker. There'll be a room full of 100 people, whatever it is, and I'll do like motivational talks. I can hypnotize a whole room as well, crowds, to get to them, remove their blocks as well. But at the moment with athletes, I'm working with them one-on-one. Predominantly, funnily enough, most of my clients are in the US. So I work over Zoom, and they're all mainly NFL players. And I'm actually working backwards. So I'm I'm trying to get into the market in Australia after working with the guys in the US. Yeah.
Wow. And then from the US, bigger market, and obviously a lot of more people playing professional sport and more money, etc. Coming back into Australia, is there any particular sports that you love passionately that you think, this would be really good, or is it broad based that you're approaching?
It's broad based. What I'm finding is that it isn't about the code of sport; it's around the person. They are usually people that want more. They're constantly looking for the edge. And what I'm learning is that that's not everyone in sports. So there are people that are play sports, and then there are people that are elite in sports, that are constantly wanting the edge, wanting to get to that next level.
That's not your phone, by the way. That's someone using my charging station, which is -5 points for that. If you use my charging station, you put it on silent. You've interrupted a podcast, but no, we can continue to keep going on the elements of what you're looking for that person and that edge. And like, there's lots of edges in this world right now
Yes.
with tech,
Yes.
and data, and sleep, and
Yes.
and whatnot. But
Yes.
hypnosis, just go into that. Like, don't hypnose me now,
Yeah.
but like, just go into why that is important for you and why that should be important for an athlete.
People don't realize everywhere in the world, especially athletes, is that you've got something called a subconscious. So you've got a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. Relatively speaking, everything that we've been doing, everything that you've been learning up until today, podcasts, mindset coaches, all those types of things, everything that you've been doing is only consciously. That only contributes to 5% of your mind. The other 95% is in your subconscious, which no one really even knows that actually exists, and they don't know how to tap into it. It's like an art. And so all the behaviors that people are making on the field, off the field, are through the subconscious, and it needs to be changed in the subconscious, which I use hypnosis as a key to go down there and like sort of operate like brain surgery and rewire things around. And that's why I can work so fast and create those changes fast.
Can you give me an example of a subconscious habit? Let's say, let's use basketball as an example. Would a subconscious be just hitting a free throw for an NBA player? Like,
Yeah,
or is that just close their eyes and they've done 10 million of them, and then they go, I got a free throw, bang, get it in, move on.
Yeah.
Without thinking too much. Is that what the subconscious is in sport? Like, it's routine, repetitive. You've done it before. You don't need to think.
Yeah.
Or is it more about making that play? Is the subconscious play? Is it like you're making the really important play? I'm going to make this play.
It's the things that happen in the background that you don't even know that's happening, which is the scariest bit. As an example, in basketball or any sport, when they start to spiral after making a mistake, right? They know logically that moment has passed, but they can't get out of that. And so in that moment, they're in their own trance. They're worried, they're in fear, and so then they start playing safe. And the clubs don't want playing them safe. They want them to score, they want them to go for the moves, and they spiral, and they can't get out of that groove, out of that funk. Or just like what you mentioned, they can close their eyes and throw that throw. Yeah. But in the game, it's not how it is, because there's a lot more pressure, there's a lot more things going on. And that's the thing that I switch off, is that they can play just the way that they train.
Are you a goldfish mentality believer? That when someone makes a mistake, it's a brain of a goldfish and they just move on and that's it?
Yeah, so it's understanding how your emotions work and how to move through those emotions while in play. So people get stuck and they start thinking about what the coach is going to say, what the players are going to think, all that their contracts, are they going to be dropped? And it's not enough for me to be like, think like a goldfish, right? Information is not enough, because there are emotions that sit in the subconscious, they're at play here, that words alone, you can't just outword whatever you're feeling and thinking. So it's, yes, to get to that goldfish, there needs to be some type of way of how to regulate those emotions.
Looking at sport, when someone does inadvertently make a mistake, which they don't do deliberately, and they drop a ball or something happens and they miss a shot or something, and people go, oh, the crowd, right? Yeah. Obviously that it can impact the athlete in they have a decision to make from here.
Yes.
One is that, I can't believe I missed that, and keep saying that in their head, and then the game goes on and you just play rubbish, and then it went down the hill from there.
Yeah.
Or the decision that they make when they do something like that. I'm curious, is like, how quickly can someone just come back and go, like, from that moment I had the best game ever?
Yeah. That's as easy as me rewiring their brain to do that, because at that moment or that instant, there is some type of belief that is a trigger for them, right? So whatever is happening in that moment, it's sort of telling their brain that they need to do this, even though logically they know that they shouldn't. Whereas if we remove that belief and if we rewire them for success instead of worrying about failure, it's sort of like water off a duck's back. Yeah.
What about sleep? Where does sleep fit into it? Subconscious, there's dreams, there's things that happen. We spend 8 hours, 7 hours, whatever hours a day of our life, our entire life asleep.
Yes.
but there's a huge amount of money in sleep tech and things like that.
Yeah.
Do you play in that field?
Absolutely. So sleep is like king. Whenever these guys come to me, one of the first things is, how is your sleep? Is it deep? Is it restful? If it's not, then that's the first thing I look at, of why aren't they sleeping? If there's a lot of stress at play, if there's a lot of overwhelm, you can't out vitamin, you can't out do all those things. The fundamental things that I know that need to be addressed are those stresses that we need to remove or address to help you get through that sleep, which words again can't address on its own. And in saying that as well, in your dreams, it's all symbolic. So whenever you're having a dream, it's sometimes thinking, that's such a weird dream. But it's a way for your brain to tell your story or unpack what has happened through symbolism.
Yeah, I've definitely had a few of those dreams. Particularly, I had a CPAP machine installed, and the first 3 months was just like crazy. They were just so vivid, and sometimes I woke up thinking, "Is this the real world?" Because it was so vivid. The dreams were so vivid, and obviously getting a better, deeper sleep. My body was not used to that, and was trying to tell me something there. But this is the longest podcast we've done, by the way. It's normally about 5 minutes, but we've been just chatting about high performance. Now, to finish off, how can people reach out? What can they do? Where can they reach you? What can you do? You're on social media?
I'm on social media. I'm everywhere. They can go through my page. They can DM me.
Yep.
But I've also got a free high performance quiz where people can access. They can see where the blockers are. It's sort of like also me as a coach in your pocket. It talks like me. It sounds like me. Maybe it is me.
We'll have to, for the AI or not trivia that kids do now.
Yeah.
It's AI. And lastly as well, what do you want to get out of today? The Sports Strategy Summit live here in Brisbane.
Mate, it's just about networking, meeting great people, building good relationships. Maybe I can learn a lot. But it is also just letting them know that there is something like this out there for their teams, for their clubs, for their players, that they can they don't have to wait. They can. There's a lot of opportunities left on the table.
Brilliant, Karim. Thank you so much for the chat today. Probably didn't wake up thinking you're going to do a podcast today, but you have. Another thing that the world gives you. Thanks for coming on, and looking forward to networking later on.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.